If you're looking to decide between the Nicepeople Bench versus the Flybird Bench, then this video is for you. I bought and tested both of these benches out, and I'm going to be going over the pros and cons of each of them and letting you know which one I think is better. Now, keep in mind that this video isn't sponsored by any of these benches. I bought these purely myself. So let's go ahead and get started. So right off the bat, both benches do feature alloy steel material. So with alloy steel, it is going to be basically the same durability. They both allow an upright position, an inclined position, and also a declined position and a flat position. Same thing with the Flybird bench. They both have foot supports down over there, and they're both able to fold up as well, all right? So now where the major differences reside is, first off, the Nicepeople bench has a fixed foot support, whereas the Flybird bench has a adjustable foot support. So with the Flybird bench, you could actually go ahead and pull this peg and adjust the angle of the footrest so that it's actually more comfortable for you. Now, if we move up to the top portion, the seat itself on the Nicepeople bench is actually fixed. So this portion here is not adjustable. Whereas also on the Flybird bench, the seat is actually adjustable. So you could actually adjust the seat. Me personally, when I do incline bench, for example, I do like it that my seat actually inclines as well, just so that I'm not sliding forward. With the Nicepeople bench, you're not going to be able to do that. Now, they both, as I mentioned before, allow for incline, but with the Flybird bench, it feels more secure knowing that you have this safety peg, making it so that the prong doesn't fly forward. So what I mean by that is you can go ahead and pull this out, and this is going to act as an extra security measure so that your bench doesn't fall forward. So this is really important to me because as someone who works out by myself at home, I do want to make sure that the bench is very secure. Now, if you compare that to the Nicepeople bench, it doesn't have that extra layer of security. I mean, obviously you have the grooves here, which the metal piece is going to reside in. But just make sure that before you start using the Nicepeople bench, that the metal piece is actually inside and secured into one of these grooves. Now, if we move on to the upper portion of both benches, the Flybird bench actually has an adjustable headrest. So this portion here, you can adjust via this right here. So you're going to be able to go ahead and adjust the headrest. Whereas with the Nicepeople bench, you don't have that extra head support, which is not a game breaker for me just because normally having back support and upper back support is good enough for me. Now with the Flybird bench, it is foldable, very similar to how the Nicepeople bench is also foldable. But if you plan on, let's say you live in a small apartment or if you live in a small area and you plan on putting the bench away, the Nicepeople bench weighs about 17 pounds, whereas the Flybird bench is going to weigh 27 pounds. So the Flybird bench is going to be about 10 pounds heavier than the Nicepeople bench, but do know that they both do fold up and are able to be stored away. Now, with the Flybird bench, I do want to point out that there is a slightly wider base of support. It's right over here. And if I move around the bench, it's really not going to move compared to the Nicepeople bench, where it has a slightly shorter base of support as far as the width goes on the back legs. Now, moving on from that, I mean, both benches are pretty comfortable. I mean, I've worked out on both of them. I do like how the Flybird bench does have an adjustable footrest. I like how the seat is able to incline backwards when I do an incline. And then with the Nicepeople bench, it's a fixed footrest, which is still going to do the trick, but it does feel firmer and it does feel not as adjustable towards the feet. So if you are doing like an incline barbell press and you might slide forward a bit, whereas at least with the Flybird bench, you are able to go ahead and adjust the seat using the peg down here. But overall, I'd say my favorite feature of the Flybird bench is just the fact that you can actually adjust the angle and use the extra security pin to make sure that you know for a fact that this isn't going to fly back on you. If you're working out and you're not really thinking about it, let's say that you adjust the Nicepeople bench, you put down the prong, you just got to double check and make sure that the prong is actually within one of the grooves. But it technically does go all the way down. However, I do believe the Flybird bench, if you put it all the way down, it is able to go decline as well. So both benches are able to do flat, upright, incline, and decline. So all the different angles you're able to reach. But with that being said, which one is going to be my preferred choice? I mean, I do care about the looks of both benches. So both benches are red and black, which follows my home gym theme of black. I want to say I'll probably be going with the Flybird bench. I mean, I've used a fixed bench before, but this one just feels better. And with it feeling better, I really like the adjustable foot support. The padding feels fine. That head support is also great as well. And just being able to go ahead and use these prongs. So being able to use this as an added security measure, it just feels secure. And for again, as someone who works at home, I don't want any accidents to happen. And I just really like this added security of having a peg, being able to secure this and lock this down. Having the seat adjustable is really great as well, just so I don't fly forward. I'm always doing one of my days per week is a push day dedicated to incline, and this is where I'm going to be adjusting the seat so I don't slide forward. Now, I can see the Nicepeople bench being good for people who have, let's say, small workout areas. You're in a small home, small apartment, maybe a rental unit upstairs, and all you need is a bench. This is still going to do the trick. It's 10 pounds lighter than the Flybird bench. It's going to be able to fold up, and it's still going to do the trick. I don't think you need an adjustable foot support. It just adds better comfort with being able to change the angle of the foot support, but you still technically are able to reach a decline, incline, flat, and upright position with this bench overall. I must admit that this is a bit firmer as well compared to the bench, but if you prefer a firm support, just like how similar to how people prefer a firmer mattress or a softer mattress, definitely more on the firmer side the Nicepeople bench foam has. But that's pretty much it though, as far as my review on both benches after having used them for about a week or so. I'm definitely going to be going with the Flybird bench, but with me, because I just plan on having this workout bench out, I don't plan on folding it up. The Flybird bench is going to do great. Like everything is adjustable. It feels great. I like the leg support. The added security measure, knowing that that peg is in place, just ensures that I know that this isn't going to fall back on me when I'm using it. I can definitely still see why people use the Nicepeople bench. Small areas, it's still foldable. It's 10 pounds lighter than the Flybird bench. It's still a really great option for people who still want a simple but nice workout bench. But there you have it, guys. If you guys have any questions, let me know. You can find these down below, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.